Thank you, Jerry. Farhan, I would like to give you a 30 seconds response rebuttal if you'd like to respond.
Sure. Yeah. So, back to the government point, I think what I was saying there is that it's not a model that most companies try to emulate, right? Like, hey, this is the hierarchy that we think is an efficient organization. On the feedback point, what I think makes more sense is to develop a feedback culture whereby the teams and the customers and the peers are giving feedback. So you're not dependent on like trying to get 30 or 15 minutes with your manager, which allows you to have that much, much larger fan out. And I would say the last thing is, I mean, we do the same thing at Shopify, which is like we want to make sure that people who get promoted perform well in the level before they do get promoted. But it's still, because of a management layer, possible in any company to hide more easily when there are lots of managers around, because there's all sorts of work that can be generated from that level.
Thank you. Jerry, do you have a response?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, in any organization, the excellence of that organization is going to be a function of the people in the organization and the management, top down, I would say, management culture of the organization. If the management believes in effective middle management and they hire and try to optimize for that, then you're going to get a pretty well-functioning organization. To Farhan's point, if you drop the ball and you start promoting people based on popularity or based on whoever can get along with the most number of people, as opposed to who can effectively lead organizations and obviously is collaborative, then you end up getting much better results, even as you have larger and larger organizations. Naturally, the more number of people involved in anything, the more difficult it becomes, right? In some ways, not to get kind of too political, but the more people that vote for something, the harder it is to make a decision on something, because there's a lot of opinions in the room. And so in that regard, when you have hierarchies or when you start to break things down, it's like problem solving. If you break things down into pieces or you divide and conquer, it's easier to solve a piece of a problem than to have more and more people try to solve the same problem at the same time. I think even within flat organizations, you naturally end up selecting a subset of those of the people in the organization to make some key decisions. Otherwise, you just end up having endless debates, and it's very difficult to draw consensus as the number of N increases in any given debate.